Good morning, and welcome to 4 Minutes. This is the 2000s edition. The 2000s was a decade of turmoil, yet a decade of trying times, yet a decade of hope, a decade of future. Symbolizes the fears of Americans, yet the hopes and dreams of Americans, through the people that we lost, through the people that we love. This is the 2000s. Many people look at the year 2000 as a year where little economic progress was made. Our debt piled up, inflation increased, and unemployment soared. Little people in 1999 actually thought recessions were a thing of the past, since the economy was doing so well. Little did they know in the year 2007 we would have a recession, that it would have horrible lasting effects. We'll now visit Emily in Ohio, where she's interviewing a young man who has a lot to say about the economy of the time.
Hello, I'm Emily with 4 Minutes News, and I'm here in Ohio with Brent. How has the recession in 2007 affected your family life?
It's created a lot of stress, worrying about my father losing his job and my mom losing her job. And, I mean, all my friends' families, they're worried too. It just created a lot of stress. And worrying about getting foreclosed on, the fact that the banks are regretting taking back all the money that they've owed and calling back on a lot of loans that people can't afford anymore. So it's just created a lot of stress right now.
Okay. How have you changed your life due to this lack of money?
Gone a lot more green. We ride bikes rode bikes more, walked more. We use the cars less. When we leave the house, we make sure all the lights are off, make sure there's no running water on accident. We use water sparingly. When we go to the grocery store, we buy less food, and we use more leftovers and stuff like that. Just a lot of stuff just to cut down and save us some extra money.
Okay. Do you think the economy is getting better now?
I feel that, yes, it is getting a bit better, but the unemployment is still pretty high, and the overall deficit that's being created because of stimulus plans and stuff while not getting better, it can help our economy, and hopefully our debt will be settled before too long.
Okay.
Natural weather turmoil has been quite deadly. I want to get this fast and done with because it's starting to rain out. And as you can see, there's some animals behind me. Yes, lovely. From Hurricane Debbie in 2000 to Katrina in 2005 and the most recent Hurricane Alex in the Gulf Coast has not been able to catch a break. Flooding in the Midwest has destroyed so much land, and that terrible tornado in Hugo, Minnesota back in 2007. All I can say is, there are probably all factors of global warming. Maybe. Remember, go green, go home. Now back to the studio. Welcome to Sports of the 2000s. Pretty freaking awesome. You should listen.
So who do you think are some of the best players this year?
Well, when it comes to baseball, I'd say Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds. Except the fact that Barry Bonds use steroids. Steroids aren't cool.
Yeah, steroids, nah. Barry Bonds.
They make you really jacked, but
choice,
they make you, kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Stranger stuff. Stupid stuff.
But football, I would say, I'd start with number 10 being David Polak.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Then we go to Michael Vick. And then...
You said that dog thing. Dom Kung Su.
Dom Kung Su. Let's just call him Sue. McFadden, Darren McFadden, pretty good, solid player. Larry Fitzgerald, great player. Adrian Pearson, another good player. Troy Smith. Reggie Bush, great player. Vince Young, another great player. He got the 2005 Heisman Voiding. He finished second in that. Pretty awesome. And then we got Tim Tebow. Who could forget about Tim Tebow?
Not only is the greatest college football player of the entire decade, he's also possibly the best college football player ever.
Well, we'll give him some time to warm up, and maybe by 2010 he'll be decent.
Two-time national champion, man. First-time All-American. Tebow became a legend in Gainesville, both on and off the field.
So what if he also won the 2007 Heisman Trophy? Only time will tell if
Wow, what achievements were made in the world of sports during this decade. But achievements were also made socially that were just as diverse, literally. Controversies about immigration, gay rights, and women's rights dominated this decade. On May 27, 2004, the first gay marriage was done in the state of California. Connecticut then followed and performed more gay rights. Marital gay rights are still not fully nationwide yet. States, including Minnesota, do not have full marital rights for gays, but it's rapidly progressing as the gay rights movement progresses. Women's rights also progressed throughout this decade. Senator Hillary Clinton ran for president in the 2008 election against Barack Obama. Well, she didn't run against Barack Obama, obviously. She's a Democrat too, but you know, she ran in the primaries and was actually a very successful candidate, and many people liked her. Also, the first Mexican woman Supreme Court Justice was elected to be on the Supreme Court Justice Committee in 2009. Her name is Sonia Sotomayor. Electing Barack Obama as the 44th president in 2008 was a giant leap for our country. It showed that we weren't as racist as we used to be only like 40 years prior to this election. Immigration was another hot topic, especially in the state of Arizona. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security reported that 4% of immigrants in the United States are here unauthorized or illegally. This causes a problem for many people who oppose immigration. Opponents say that if this rate of immigration continues by the year 2060, the population of the United States will have increased 56%. Proponents of immigration say that the immigrants create 15% of our labor force. The famous Terry Schiavo case was brought into Congress in 2005, March 20th, 2005, that is. It looked at the rights that family has over the health of their other family members. Tony Walford, an Alaskan native, was interviewed, and we asked him what the most cool invention was in the year of the 2000s decade. He said, quote, that you take anything and put a lowercase I in front of it, you can make a lot of money. He said that iPods, Blu-rays were examples of really cool inventions made in the 2000s. Also, he said that in schools, there's a lot more increase in swearing and like disrespect towards each other, and like he said, more kids are swearing in the classroom and in the hallways, and they never used to do that in previous years, and it's kind of become a little bit of a problem. Oh yes, for summaries. Gotta love them. Thanks for tuning in to this informative, interesting, and incredibly fun news show. And remember, go green or go home.